Hello, and welcome to Crafting with Cathy. Today we are going to talk about our craft kit for February. I can't remember words, but that's okay, because it's February. So, let's see. Last month, what did we do last month? I can't remember. Oh yeah, we did that like weird big paper snowflakey thing. Wasn't that fun? But this month, we are going to do something similar to what we did last summer. We're going to be doing bleeding art or tissue paper art using this bleeding tissue paper. Yes? So last time we used different stuff, but this time we're going to use like a white crayon to make something on the canvas first before we use the bleeding art tissue paper. Yeah? Okay. Let's see. So we are now open back up to the public for limited services. So if you want to pick up a kit, you can begin, let's see, what is it? Kits are available Monday, February 8th. And so you can come into the library upstairs to the second floor and pick up a teen craft kit or a Crafting with Cathy kit, however you want to call it. Yeah, and we're open from 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. Yeah? Okay, so now we're going to put this aside, and now we're going to take a look at what's in our kit. Okay, so you have come to the library and you've picked up your craft kit and you've taken it home. And yeah, and now you're like, oh, let's check out the video and figure out how to do it. So look, here's the video. There are also instructions in it if you don't want to watch the video, but if you're watching this video, you're watching the video, right? So let us open it up and see what's inside. Okay, so you've got your tissue paper in like a little plastic bag. You've got your sponge brush and your white crayon. You have some instructions. I can't pick it up because I have no fingernails right now, or they're really short. You have some general instructions on how to do this. And then this thing, it's been folded up, is your canvas piece. I had to fold it a couple of ways to get it to fit into the bag. But when you finish your artwork, this will fold into a canvas like this, as you see on the back. And this little instruction sheet kind of generally just tells you how to do that. This first instruction here that tells you to take off the corner pieces, I've already removed those to fit it into your bag. So you don't really need to worry about that. Just kind of start over here. Okay? Okay. We've got crayon. I'm using the ones that I was using earlier, so. And then we've got our tissue paper, and we're going to put our bag. What does the bag say? It says it's recyclable, number 4, so you could probably throw this into recycling if you want. I don't know what 4s mean, but you can look it up if you want. Okay, so your panel has been folded like, oops, sorry, there's a little water over here. So your panel has been folded, so you want to like unfold this part, and this is the back. So you want to flip it over and then fold these back down. You can refold them back the other way just to get it flat. But this is basically your surface here. The canvas itself is an 8 by 11. So here are your lines. And then again, like these fold onto the sides. If you'll notice, there is a notch right here. There's one here. Don't know if you can see that. And there's one here. So these are little holes that are going to be end up in the back of your canvas so that you can hang it on the wall somewhere. So if you want to do it portrait, you're fine because you've got 2 here. If you want to do a landscape, like I did here, just make sure that it's facing up so that this is in the right spot. Yeah? Excellent. Okay, so you can, again, like I said, you can do it landscape or you can do it portrait, however you want to do it. And the first thing you want to do is think of a design. You want to use your white crayon and you want to think of a design that you want to draw on here. My original one, I did like sort of a tracing of this like sloth head. I didn't put enough crayon here, so, but it's still super cute. But you can do a face, you could do your name, you could do leaves, you could do like squiggles, whatever it is you want to do. But then the concept, of course, is that the white crayon won't get colored in. You know, what's the word I can't think of? I don't know. Either way, decide what you want to do. Yeah? Let's see. I'm just going to do my name because I'm amazing, and I'm sure you are too. So this is the top of my frame if I want to hang it landscape. So I'm going to turn it this way so I know that this is going to be my front, right? And I can write on it here, and this will be folded and I can hang it. So I'm just going to put my name. It's very simple. Now, you're not going to be able to see the crayon super heavily, but if you're in the right light, you know, it's not 100% white, so you should be able to see it. But you want to make sure your lines with the crayon are nice and thick. You don't have to push too hard, but you want nice thick lines. See, like these were a little too thin in some places, but then thicker in others. So just try to make your lines kind of consistent. Yeah? Okay. So my name is Cathy with a C, so I'm going to do a C. And you can kind of see it, like if you know, look back and forth, but you want to just make nice, thick lines with your crayon. I know it's hard to see, but you get the idea. Go over it a couple of times. Just make sure the lines are nice and thick. Yeah? Okay. So I'm just going to continue on and finish writing my name. Okay, I finished my name, C-A-T-H-Y. The Y is always slightly smaller than everything else. And let's see, if you want to just do that, that's perfectly fine. If there's something online that you really like I found this picture of the sloth and it was very basic. If you have tracing paper, you could trace it onto this and then, you know, fill it in or trace it again with your crayon. You could freehand it. If you're an artist or you like to draw, you know, then you can sort of plan out what you want to do. Or again, you could do squiggles and just make it sort of abstract. Yeah, isn't that exciting? So I think at the bottom here, I'm just going to do some squiggles, just like some corkscrews. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And I can't really see it super well. Oh, here we go. If I turn my head this way, I can sort of see the light from the doohickey thing. So we're just gonna make some fun little, some stuff. Just see what it looks like when we're finished. Okay, there we go. So you have your design done with your white crayon. That's exciting. Now you want to get like a cup or my water. I just made one, so it's a little colored from the stuff, but get like a cup of water. You don't need a lot. So there's my cup and your sponge brush. The sponge brush, you know, it absorbs a lot of water, so you don't need to use tons of water. Because while this is my original, you know, when I bought these panel things, it said they don't warp or buckle, you know, because it's for wet and dry art media. But it did kind of buckle a little bit. But as it's dried, because it's completely dry now, it has a little bit of buckle, like just a little bit, but it actually dries quite well. But you still don't want to put too much water. What I would recommend first, before even putting water on here, what's that? Oh, fuzz. Take your tissue paper first and like take it out of the bag. I tried to give you like just random bunch of colors or enough. You probably have more than you really need, but that's okay. You can use it for something else if you want. Decide what you want to do with your colors. If you're like, you know what, I don't like pink, you know, take out all the pink. If you're like, you know, I just want to do blues and greens, like if you want to pick a color story, you can. Or if you want to make it a rainbow, or, you know, like I just want to do greens, and, you know, just pick whatever you like and, you know, make a game plan with your tissue paper, you know, before you put water on your canvas. So I'm sort of going to divide my colors up a little bit here, sort of into like blues and blues. But I'm thinking about doing sort of like, not an ombre, but sort of like green and then blues and then, you know, so there's sort of the color sort of shifts across the panel. Okay, so we've got my pile of green my little pile of blue, a pile of like dark blue, and then I got this weird pile of like red, purple, pink thing. Okay? Yeah. So, cup. So just put your thing in here. You want to squeeze out the excess water because, like I said, sponge brushes really like hold a lot of water. So you want to squeeze out most of the water. Not most of it, but enough, because you don't really need to soak this. Since this isn't like a traditional canvas, it doesn't need a lot of water. And basically you just put the water onto your canvas area. You just need enough on here to get the tissue paper to stick. Like you can, but you don't need so much water that it's going to start like, it won't soak through. It will not do that. But you don't want so much water that it's not necessary. And when you're using the tissue paper, and if you're touching it and your finger gets wet, you might end up with, like my fingers, a little ink on your fingers. It'll come off in a day or two, just kind of like Sharpies. Okay, so I'm good to go here, and I want to do some greens. So we're gonna start with green. So I'm just gonna go like this, and you just kind of, just put it down where you want it to go. And just kind of push them down a little bit so they kind of stick. Again, if you think there isn't enough water on your board, feel free to put a teeny bit more. Oh no, I don't have another green one. Uh-oh, I'll have to use this blue one. No. Heavens to Betsy. Okay, oh yeah, all I have is blue. Well, that's okay. We'll just use this other stuff. Okay, and this one sort of goes here. Okay, so now I've sort of got my color story. So you want to do the same thing. Now you want to put a little water on top. So put your water here, squeeze out your excess. But with your sponge brush, you just want to push down with the tip. You don't want to like paint, but you just want to go like this. See? Because that's kind of like the most water comes out of the sponge brush when you do it like that, or when you use the chap of the sponge brush. So just kind of go like that, and you can see it's going into your tissue paper, and it's pushing the color. The color is bleeding, as the point is, out of the tissue paper and onto your canvas. You're going to see it starting to warp, but don't worry about it. It should dry fairly flat, completely. Ah! Sometimes we have errors, but that's okay. Again, don't freak out. You just don't use too much water. That's all I gotta say. Just don't use too much water. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Just kind of bish, 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 bish. Ah! Bish, bish, ah! Feel free to make those noises when you make them, if you feel so inclined. Okay, we are done. All you have to do now is just wait for it to dry. Once the tissue paper dries, then we can take off the tissue paper and reveal the masterpiece underneath. Okay, so this one looks a little different because I made another one so that we wouldn't have to wait for the other one to dry that we made. So this one I did before, and I did the same thing though. I wrote my name with the white crayon, and it's fairly dry. It's like, if you can start taking the pieces off, then you know it's dry enough. So let's take off our pieces. Oh, sometimes that one wasn't 100% dry, but that's okay. And the cool part is sometimes it doesn't all soak into the panel, so you get these like cool, funky, like whole little spots. It's very interesting. So there's C and there's the A. And this one was, like I said, one I just did before, so I didn't put the squiggles on the bottom. But that's okay. We've got these like cool doohickey things. Oh, stinker. See, there's the T, but then there's too many holes from the H. So you can't see the entire H. Interessante. If you want, you can always fix it. if it's that important to you. But always, yeah, I want to make sure that you always put enough of the tissue over the white parts. And you might get this, like, see, it didn't soak in enough, so again, you can't see the whole entire Y. So, note to self, that's okay. Okay, I think that's all my tissue paper. Yeah, I think so. So there it is, CATHY. It's not super clear, but that's okay. If you want to go back with, I don't have one at my hand. Oh, could you hand me those pens over there? Thank you. So if you want to go back through, I found some markers, and you're like, I want to make sure I can see my letters, you know, just sort of, just fill it in. If you want to like fill it in with a marker, just so that you can get more of a definite shape, you know, go ahead and do that if you want. So we are done with that. It looks kind of weird now that some are outlined and some aren't, but I'll go back through and maybe tweak it a little bit, but I'll do that later. So now that you're done, I could probably try and wait until this gets like as dry as possible before folding your canvas, but at this point this is just a sample, so I'm going to show you how to fold it. You won't, there's these corner pieces here on all four corners. Those will not be on your canvas because we will have already removed those to get it into the bag. But if for some reason they're there, remove them. Okay, so why I say you should probably wait till it dries because you're going to have to flip it over and stuff, but this is actually fairly dry. So yeah, so we flip it over, and you want your panels this way. So the ones with like these little tabs here, you want these on the end, right? Because you want to fold these sides, these big sides, you want to fold those first, okay? So actually let me turn it. So the big sides, the thicker sides, you want to fold those first. So fold, and then fold. We're just kind of folding each of the lines so that it folds properly. And then, like, you know, it'll just fold up. Oops, that's a square. So it kind of folds up just like that into like a little box or a little square. And on the same side, or other side, it just fold into a little box, just like that. So, and then what we do is on our other sides like this, same kind of thing. You want to fold your folds, give them a nice fold. And then what's going to happen is this little corner here, you're going to fold this just like this, just like the box. But this little badonkadonk here, whatever you want to call it, is going to go inside that little square. Yeah? So that's going to fold and go inside your little square. Oh, oopsie, I didn't fold my fold over far enough. Sorry. Oopsie. There it is. There we go. So it's kind of like a little box. That little tab is going to go in here, in that open area, and then this tab here, there's like a little slit right here in the paper. You kind of have to push it in just a little bit to get it to, like, you know, like a cereal box. And then that tab sort of just goes right in the little slot, like that. Yeah? So over here, let's just kind of push on it to open it a little bit, and then fold that over, making our nice little square. Oh, the little tab thingy goes in there. This one comes around and goes, my hands are always in the way, goes into that little spot. Ta-da! Look at that! It's insane! I love it. These are the best. I was so happy when I found these. They're so handy. And if you just like to do art, you don't have to buy a canvas. You can just buy a package of these, and it's super nice. So this is our other end. So same thing. You just fold all the business. You can always pre-fold this all before actually putting it together, but you know, that's not me. So this is already together. Here's your little spot. So we just kind of, I like to push on it so that it's open, sort of, you know. And here's the other one. Just kind of boop. Boop. Okay. So folded it over, the little tabby thing gets folded and in the hole. And then this comes around and goes in there. Sometimes it takes a second. Or like it doesn't want to cooperate. There it goes. There it goes. There. Yes? Yes. Okay. I don't know why I was having such a problem. Okay. So now it's all folded and it looks super cool. And then you can just punch the hole. Because like, look at that! I'm actually excited for the other one that I did to see how that one looks. But it's still wet. But here it is. It's done. It's going to take a while to dry some more, but as it dries, it'll get less warpy. Because here it's a little warpy. But as it dries, that will clear up. Not 100%, but it'll look pretty cool. And then, yeah, you can just punch the hole in it and put it on your wall. Just like that. See? Hang it on your wall. Like, look, I'm an artist. Anyway, that is our craft for February of 2021. And yeah, come and pick up your craft kit at the youth services desk when we're open and stuff. Yay! Thank you. Bye-bye.